Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We introduced the formation numbering system. If you haven't watched that video, I would highly recommend you watching that just so you can understand where the different positions are. Today we're going to introduce the base formations out of their different personnel groupings and our formation tags. This is going to allow you to be as multiple as possible. Personnel groupings obviously are extremely important. You want to put your best players on the field or maybe put certain players on the field for different situations. So the way we call our personnel groupings is by numbers also. So usually it's two numbers with the exception of 0, which will be an empty set. That's actually going to be the first formation we talk about. But first number is going to be number of running backs, and the second number is going to be the number of tight ends. So we'll go over 0 first. That's going to be empty. Good thing about this is you can make your formations, your base formations, be whatever you want. This is how I would want to run our 0 personnel grouping, because I would like to get in quads as fast as I wanted. So the first number would go to him. So when I'm calling my formation numbering system, he'd be the first one. So I could just say 4, and now we're in quads. All right. Second number would obviously be to W. So if I said 33, he's the first number, he's already in a 3. Now W would move over. You can use 3 numbers, which are real easy. You would just say 333, and now I'm in quads left. Okay, so that's the exception of not using 2 numbers for your personnel. Now we'll go over 10 personnel. Like I said, I'm based out of a pistol set, so I want to be in the true balance formation. So if I'm in 10 personnel, 1 running back, and then 0 tight ends, 4 wide receivers. Same thing. I'm in a 3 set. I'm in a spread set. So if I wanted to go to trips, I would just say 4. He would go over right there for trips. If I wanted to be in trips left, I would really, all I have to do is say 3. He's already in a 3 position. He would have to know to go over to trips left. Now you could say 33 just as fast. Boom, we're in trips left. Now 11 personnel. I take that 4th wide receiver out, and I'm putting a tight end in there. So formation system, this is called 2. All right. If I wanted to be in a pro set, I would just say dose, boom. He would move up and he would bounce off. I could say 1. Now we're more in a tray set. All right, I could say uno. He bounces on, and now we're in the traditional tray set. I know I'm kind of going over these really fast, but I just wanted to go over these really fast just so you could get an idea of how many formations you could run out of these different personnel groupings. So now we'll go 12. 12, I'd rather be based out of a double pro set. This is just my preference. You could easily have these 2 guys off the line. You can be based maybe out of a wing, and this guy comes over. That's totally up to you. I like my base formations out of the personnels to be balanced as possible. That's just my preference. Same thing. First number, second number. If I wanted to do a 3rd number, you can choose these guys or that running back. But say I'm in a double pro already. If I wanted to be in 12, or excuse me, probably 21, then these guys would just bounce off. If I wanted to be in 27, that's the 7 number. The the A would bounce back. So that's out of the 12 personnel. When we go to 20, so 2 running backs, 0 tight ends, I'm going to be side by side. The reason I'm side by side is because now I could run every which way. I could still get in the pistol if I'd like. I always have twins to the left because every quarterback I've had is right-handed. So I kind of want this to be more of the traditional RPO side because I could run the quick screen, I could run the bubble screen, I could run our 2-route RPO concepts, and our quarterback's shoulders are already squared up to that twin side. Running back, or for that second running back, he's going to be the second number. So the slot receiver is the one I like to move the most. He's going to be that first number in the formation system. He'll be the second number. So if I wanted to go 4, C would just move over to this 4 position. If I wanted to go 9, now he's in the backfield. If I wanted him to be kind of squeezed in and go 1, then the C's there. Now we go 21, take the C off, 2 running backs, 1 tight end. Same thing, I can go dose and just bump him on. If I wanted to put him in a slot, I would go 4 and he would bump out to a 4. If I wanted to go 22, then I'm taking the Z off. And that's my 22 formation. Oh, excuse me, 22, sorry. 22 double pro. And actually I'd make this guy the A just to differentiate the number of tight ends I have. That doesn't really matter, that's just on paper. Same thing, my quarterbacks, I've always been right-handed, so I have that single receiver side to the left. If you have a left-handed quarterback, I would probably move him over because obviously him being left-handed, he's able to be squared up to that side for the RPO. So this is 22, 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver. If you have 3 running backs, that's fantastic. Probably means you have a pretty dang good, athletes. So 30, you'll have 3 running backs. So I like the triple option. This is the reason why I have 3 running backs out there in this position. You might want to be in a full house position. like I said, I like the traditional veer look, so that's why I have that. If I go 31, this is the exception. I'll end up putting a tight end on the line right there, and I'll probably bump him out as a wing. If I go 32, then I'm going to be in a double wing. So those are all the personnel groupings with their base formations. Same thing. You can be extremely multiple. You can decide who you want to call the numbers to. This will just allow you to be just as multiple as you can without having to use numbers all the time. You can tag it. So these are going to be the formation tags. So this is when I'm in a base formation. So say I'm in 10 personnel, 1 running back, 0 tight ends. Base formation was spread. So if I don't call anything and we're in 10 personnel, we're going to be in doubles. If I don't call any numbers, then we're going to be in doubles. That's just to help with tempo, putting these guys where I want. I can say a number if I want, but if I just want a condensed set, I'm just going to say the word squeeze. All right, squeeze means these guys are going to squeeze in, both sides. I'd use these formation tags to really move all 4 guys that are split out. All right, if I was in 11 personnel, our base formation, obviously these guys are out, but if I'm in 11 personnel, then boom, I say squeeze, these guys come in. All right, if I say, if I was in 12 personnel and I got 2 tight ends in and I say squeeze, that means the Z and the X would squeeze in. So squeeze is just real multiple. I came up with the formation tags because I wanted to move multiple guys without having to say a number. Now, next one is going to be tight. Tight is just talking to X and Z. So if I was in 10 personnel, tight is going to tell X he's going to be tight on the line. Z, he's tight on the line. I still got my H and my C out there. That's 10 personnel. I did that just to be able to do it. If I wanted to maybe have a matchup problem, especially if they're cover 3, maybe these guys are tall and I wanted to put that safety on the island. That was pretty much the basis of that. Wing, a lot of times you don't really have to use wing too much, but wing just tells these guys to squeeze in and be in a double wing. Actually, that's X, Z. So wing will tell those guys to squeeze in, being a double wing. We already talked about empty. Stack is telling the wide receivers to stack. Again, I could use the formation numbers. Also, these are just to make yourself just as multiple. So if we're in 10 personnel, all we're gonna do is stack these guys. That's it. If I was in 11 personnel, stack would just talk to those wide receivers about stacking. Next is I formation. So in the other video, I talked about formations. If I called any number that was 0 in our formation numbering system, he's automatically in the I formation. But if I wanted to run offset I, anything like that, I wanted to be able to do it. So the I formation tag. So say we're in 20 personnel. All right, 20 personnel. I put the I tag, means we're automatically under center in the I. The reason I did that is because I love the I formation, but also to be able to move this guy wherever I want. So if I wanted to be in the I formation and I wanted to go, true pro set, first number is going to go to him, which is kind of like the tight end. I go dose, and now we're in a pro set. All right, if I wanted to run 8, he's there. 7, he's there. All right, if I wanted to run, almost like a Maryland I formation, or actually a power I formation. All All right, I could say 8, and this guy would move, and now we're in a power I formation. And the next one is the T formation. Keep in mind, a lot of these, obviously, I'm just kind of being drastic when it comes to personnel groupings. You know, if you're in the I formation, you want to be in at least 20 personnel, maybe 21 because you want to be with the tight end. But I wanted to show you with the numbers, it's easy to get in any formation you want. So the T formation, this is kind of an old school formation. The only reason I like it is because it's kind of like a traditional flex bone, very good complementary. And I used to love running quick toss, so I had these fast guys right here. So the T formation, usually I want my running back to be right behind the quarterback because he's gonna be that dive back. So that would be the T formation right there. Same thing, you can differentiate who you want to run that first number. Say I wanted him to be flexed out in a 3 position, he'd go to 3. If I wanted C to be in a 4, he goes to a 4. If I was running with a tight end, and say I was in 31 personnel, and I was in T, that'd be our base formation for T. But if I wanted to run flex, I'd say go Ocho 2. So Ocho tells the tight end to be flexed. 2 tells the C receiver to be there. So now you're running kind of like a traditional slot T right there. So these are the base formations. Hopefully I wasn't rambling, but this is going to make you just be as multiple as possible running these formation tags and having a base formation for your personnel groupings. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you got something out of the video, please like and subscribe, and thank y'all for watching.